Hey everyone, this is John with the Active 10s channel, and I am back in Boulder, Colorado. I'm here to check out some of the new infrastructure. I just came down this little pathway here. You can't really see the tunnel. Let's get over here so you can see the tunnel. There we go. Again, that is the famous tunnel that we profiled a couple of years ago when this got built. Critical connection getting under Foothills Parkway. What we're going to go check out today is a little bit of an enhancement to a protected bike lane on Baseline Road. So we're going to follow that sign to Baseline. And then we're also going to make our way over to the 30th and Colorado protected infrastructure that's in place. It's a protected intersection and it's also an underpass. So it's a double whammy. So let's go check it out. And again, we've got our really nice wayfinding signs here pointing the way. We are going to stay on an off-street network of trails here, sort of parallel to Foothills Parkway, which is on the other side of that sound barrier right there. Then we're going to meet up with our Baseline Road and check out the enhanced protection that they have installed on Baseline Road. It has been I guess you would call it a quick build protected bike lane for several years, maybe more than 5 years, and really demonstrated that it was worthy of some enhanced protection, and so that's what we're gonna go see. And again, we're still on our little segregated pathway here running parallel to the Foothills Parkway, a very, very busy street, highway actually. And with that sound barrier, you can really tell that it's pretty pleasant. You know, you can hear the machines, the motors that are over there, but for the most part, it's nowhere near as loud as it would be if we didn't have that structure. You might be able to just see the top of that rig there and their exhaust pipe So again, a word to cities: if you want to create a more comfortable environment for people to walk and bike, don't just expose them to the pollution and the noise pollution and the exhaust. Put some barriers up, put some infrastructure up, plant a whole bunch of trees, have a buffer. You know you have plenty of right-of-way. Just do it. It's pennies on the dollar. It's well worth the investment. And here is Baseline Road. Now, I used to live right off of Baseline Road. That little shopping plaza right there used to be my grocery center, so I would go there all the time. But yeah, look at this, check this out. This is the new enhanced protection to the Baseline protected bike lane that's been in place. Now, I missed my turn back there. I should have gone left and then gone right into there, but I want to show you this anyways. This is a nice angle. Then we can pop in to the facility right up here. But bravo, well done. And it's rather obvious what happened here. This street, Baseline, is a massive strode, way overbuilt. There is absolutely no reason why it should be this wide, that many lanes. And so yes, they took away a travel lane and repurposed it for multimodal. So in actuality, they added infrastructure. They added mobility lanes to this particular street. When I lived on the other side of that building there, I would have loved to have this. Now, that was some time ago. That was back in the late 1990s, early 2000s when I lived in this neighborhood. But I used to get around all the time by bicycle, and I would just completely avoid Baseline Road, which was very unfortunate and tragic for all the businesses along this stretch, because I would have been more likely to frequent those businesses on a regular basis had there been this level of infrastructure in place. And you can really tell that even though this is more robust than what we had before, which all we had before were these flex posts, that was it the entire way. And you can tell that this too is relatively lighter, quicker, cheaper. And it's not lighter, but it's certainly quicker and cheaper than doing major reconstruction work. These are modular. You're able to just drop these in place, anchor them down. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, City of Boulder. And you may remember that I did a feature video on this particular street. We were standing over in the lawn off in that direction over there, and interviewing some city staff about the prospect of reconfiguring this and adding some enhanced separation, some enhanced protection. So I'll include that link in the show notes below so that you can watch that video from when was that? Gosh, must have been 3-4 years ago now. Love it. Very, very cool. And you can see they still haven't done really robust treatments at the intersections, but that's okay. That can still be done later. These are new angles compared to what had been in place before, and so this can exist as another interim step for a while, and then when it proves that, oh yeah, these angles are fine, then you can do some other installations. maybe even do some de-paving and, you know, bring some nature elements and maybe even, you know, some rain gardens into effect. But I can tell you that this is so much more pleasant and comfortable than what this used to be like back when I lived in this neighborhood all those many years ago. You know, good, I guess it would be really 24, 25 years ago when I lived here. I'm really dating myself. All right, now we're getting to 30th Street, and we're going to see some new infrastructure up here. This is all part of the infrastructure improvements that I wanted to profile. I'm assuming that I just need to control this slip lane. City of Boulder, get rid of the slip lane. I can see that I didn't have to take the slip lane. I could have actually stayed in the bike lane and did a sharp right turn. Now, this portion of 30th Street has not been reconfigured, so don't freak out. This is the old treatment. This is still the before picture. We're gonna get to the new stuff in a little bit. This is the before, and hopefully this will all get transformed very, very soon. And you can see we're rolling up onto some construction work. We've got our bike lane closed ahead sign here. Right lane closed as well. We're gonna pop up on the sidewalk. It doesn't say the sidewalk is closed. And that's fine. We're not through traffic. We're not heading through this intersection quite yet. This is part of the rebuild that we want to profile. And so let's go check this out. Rolling up on this, and you can start to see some of the new transformation here at 30th and Colorado. We're going to stay high for just a second and profile this treatment here and the protected intersection that has been installed. Now, obviously, this protected intersection has been done early. The rest of the protected bike lane along 30th still needs to be constructed. You can see little bits of it up ahead, but they are indicating that the bike lane is currently under construction up ahead, so we won't be able to go very far. But again, that's fine. We're not intending on going very far, but we're going to focus in on this protected intersection right here and everything that they have done. Okay, so we are here. This is part of the elevated, separated, protected bike lane structure. You can see that heading off into the distance there. You can see a transit stop right there. But I want to show you this too. So we've got our protected intersection here, but we also, since this is university housing, this is a big, huge university complex, the number of people, students, staff, professors, everybody in this area when school is in session is just super intense. And so they took that opportunity to do the underpasses similar to the way they did on the other side of campus on the west side of town. And this is freaking amazing. And you can kind of see that it's in a couple of different segments, creating shorter distances in the underpass structure. And that really makes it a lot safer, much more inviting, especially at dark, at night. This is so cool. obviously my first look at this. I've been following this project for the better part of 8 years. 8 years, yeah, it's been 8 years. And it's really wonderful to see it in place. We can see protected, separated bike infrastructure here, along with the pedestrian realm. Again, the protected bike lane navigating around the transit stop. Looks like we need a structure here, some shade for this transit stop. Hint, hint. And you can see just the really rich, beautiful infrastructure here. Along Colorado Avenue, you can see on the other side, same thing. So we have protected, separated cycle infrastructure and pedestrian infrastructure here. We see that this is a bus only lane up here and over there. And so you only have one lane of motor vehicle through traffic in this area. This is a huge improvement. This will really slow motor vehicle traffic down quite a bit. It looks like the lane dimensions are still a little wide, but huge, huge, huge improvement. And let's go back down this underpass. I'm super, super bummed that it's not school time yet for the university. I'm not sure when they're moving in. Maybe later this month. I'm gonna have to come back in the fall. And I may be coming back in the fall. This is pretty extraordinary. You can see that ramp there. We've got this ramp coming down here. This is really exciting stuff. And you can see the research campus over here. On the other side of that big building there is the track and field facilities. And then you see here the integration of the protected, separated bike infrastructure down to the standard old treatment, the previous treatment of just a painted bike lane. That'll eventually get fixed. I am sure of it. But this is such an encouraging treatment, an encouraging bit of infrastructure to see. Nicely done. We've got some nice plantings. You can see this ramp heading down as well. So you see that there's a bit of a choice that people can make. If they have no intentions of being up with the motor vehicle traffic, if their destination is heading into the university campus, the east campus here, there's the wayfinding signs right there, they can head down this direction and head directly there. To me, that's just absolutely brilliant. And the same here, again, right where we were before. We've got the East Campus, and we've got all of this housing that's in place here as well. Super, super cool. I shot some video several years ago from right over where this man on the bike rolled through. I'll get to the exact spot where I was at, just to bring back our memories. I was pointing the camera right down that way. And that has now been completed. Really super cool. I can't wait for the absolute completion of this project. But let's stay topside now. Let's navigate through our intersection here, taking advantage of our elevated status of being up here in the bike lane. Kind of a missed opportunity in my estimation that they didn't do an elevated, raised intersection here. That would slow down motor vehicle traffic even more, but it's still pretty nice. You can see a person on the bike over there, poised just like I am. You get through the intersection, you can see we've got very robust concrete protection here. Be nice to see some integration of some bike signals here as well. It looks like we are clearly just kind of on the normal things. Oh, and I totally forgot about the Colorado safety stop law. Technically, at a stoplight, I could have just scanned, and if it was safe for me to proceed through that intersection, I could do so legally. So there you go. But that was fine. We went with the PED signal. We got a couple bike racks here at the transit stop. Again, be nice to see a little bit more of a nicer treatment for people who are waiting for the bus. We need to be treating people who are walking, biking, and taking transit with much more dignity. This is really cool. It is interesting that they are using the red concrete. They've got the red pigment there for the delineation of the bike lane, but they didn't use the red pigment for the bike lane. Oh well. Okay, we've got another protected intersection, and this is a big deal. This is actually a state-owned highway corridor at 28th. So this is kind of a big deal that we've got this type of treatment here. This is a little frontage road. And we're heading in that direction. We're going to climb that hill. And interesting, they're going to prioritize the left turning vehicles and then give us a signal and put us in harm's way. Don't do that, signal engineers. It's a good way to get people killed. Again, this is all brand new. This is great to see. Climbing up this hill. And we are now at Colorado and Regent, also 26th Street. You can see that we've got a whole bunch of improvements on the other side. Definitely need to work on this side from an infrastructure perspective, but we'll pop over there and check that out. This again was identified as a high crash area, And so they really wanted to create, at least on that side apparently, a much safer environment for active travel. So, ooh, that's that hill that we just climbed up. Not particularly steep, but this is my first day at altitude in a year's time, so definitely feeling it. Again, looking for continuity with this infrastructure, looking at seeing this protected and separated infrastructure get continued. But we're gonna check this out. Rolling down the hill now. Be nice to see that slip lane right there get eliminated. I'm very, very curious as to why they didn't do it. But what they did do, as you can see, is create a raised crossing here. So motor vehicles, drivers, as they come up, they do get that reinforcement and slow down as they hit that particular raised crossing for people walking and biking. So I would have preferred to see that slip lane gone, but here you go. Again, we can prioritize cars, or we can prioritize people. We can't do both. It is a decision. Move in. Cool. Must be happening soon. And again, we've got construction over there, so we won't be able to check out the new development on that side, but we're going to go this direction. Pretty fun. What do you guys think? It's getting there. And again, they're prioritizing the movement of turning vehicles first before we get our signal. Here's where the construction's going on right now. I think we can sneak on over. We'll do that here. Rolling again, had to swap out the batteries. Looks like we've got an older treatment here, by a little bit anyways, and we've got some trees and some nice greenery planted. Bravo, well done. Let's continue to depave things. We need to get more green infrastructure in. Again, I would prefer that those trees be planted on the curb near where the motor vehicle travel lanes are, but again, I guess beggars can't be choosers. I don't want to be a beggar though. I just want good infrastructure. Anywho's, we're going to continue down this street, Colorado, until we get to the underpass where we started this video. So you can see that loop that we have just completed. As you'll recall, we started at that underpass and then made our way over to Baseline Road and then made our way over to here. Eventually, all of this is going to get high comfort treatments. Yes, it takes way too long. It does in every city. It's nothing against Boulder. But we need to move quicker. Got some cars coming here. I shall be patient. You can see the treatment there going in that direction. Hopefully this does continue in a much improved format of the raised crossings or the raised bike lanes. Again, heading down to the underpass. Very well done. Again, hopefully this gets rectified at some point in the future. It deserves to have protected and separated infrastructure. You can see a whole bunch of bikes right over there at that research building. Let's actually pop up here. I think that this might be a multi-use path system, part of the network that gets us to some other meaningful destinations, including over into the research park. So again, one of the great things about Boulder, if you don't already know this, is their willingness to do underpasses. Some of them are old, some of them are new, but they are incredibly helpful. This looks like it's an older one, much older, so I suspect that it's going to feel a little claustrophobic and a little dark. The underpasses really enhance the ability to get around a city via an off-street network of pathways. I'd really like to see more communities embrace this. Obviously, we'd love to see a much improved underpass. That goes without saying, but we're going to say it anyways. And now, yeah, we are on East Campus. This is just part of a labyrinth of little parkways or little pathways here that snake around and through East Campus. East Campus houses many research, public and private institutions. As I mentioned earlier, it also houses the track facility here. As you'll notice too, it's a big part of this campus, this East Campus, includes this access to nature. And so yeah, we've got our pathway meandering through here, but we also have connection to nature. If you come out here at lunchtime, you'll oftentimes just see a lot of the workers from some of the buildings here out walking, enjoying their lunch. is known as the Confluence. And now we're back on Boulder Creek Path. So I lied. We're not going to go back to that underpass. Since we took that underpass going into the East Campus area, we ended up over here. I'm not complaining. This is very nice. I love it over here. I used to spend many, many hours running on this network of pathways. All right. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little new infrastructure tour here in Boulder, Colorado. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share it with a friend. And if you haven't done so already, be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. Just click on that subscription down below and ring the notifications bell. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I always do appreciate it. Until next time, this is John signing off by wishing you much activity, health, and happiness. Cheers. And again, sending a huge thank you out to all my Active Towns ambassadors supporting the channel on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube Super Thanks, as well as making contributions to the nonprofit. Every little bit adds up and it's much appreciated. Thank you all so much.